Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Bisma Wali and today I am delighted to be joined by Gabe Gabrielle. We'll be talking about his career, journey, and his experience and the lessons he learned along the way. So, thank you so much for being there, Gabe. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Again, it's my pleasure as well. Thank you so much. Good evening to you. Good morning from here in Florida.
Uh, could you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, so I'd like to again say to everybody in Pakistan, good evening to you. Good morning from Florida. My name is Gabe. That's a nickname. It's what my friends call me. It's what I ask everyone to call me. I was a civil structural engineer for NASA at Kennedy Space Center for 17 years. And then about 10 years ago, I started doing speaking, and I did more and more speaking, and I'm a full-time international speaker. But the time at Kennedy Space Center was awesome. The time for NASA was a magical time, and I try to share that when I travel around the world. I've been to Pakistan 4 times, and I'm really looking forward to coming back.
Okay. Tell us a little about your childhood and where you grew up.
Yeah, I'm having a really hard time understanding you. It's your voice is very low, and I can't really understand it. I'm trying, but it's if you can turn the volume up somehow.
Okay, I said, tell us a little about your childhood, where you grew up.
I'm still having a hard time understanding you. It's not the words that you're saying. It's the sound.
Uh, Now I'm audible to you.
Now we can keep trying, but you're probably going to have to try to speak louder because I really can't hear you.
Okay. Tell us a little about your childhood, where you grew up.
Yeah, that's better. I can hear you better now. Yeah, so I grew up in New York, Long Island, New York, by the beach. I really love the beach, so I grew up by the beach. My childhood was interesting in that I really hated school. I really struggled in school, and I fought with my parents all the time about wanting me to go better in school, and I just didn't like school. So I really struggled a lot growing up. And I tell everybody, May works. I have a twin sister, and she loves school. So my parents were not only always upset with me, they were always comparing me to her, and so it was really challenged for me to grow up in an environment. It was all my fault. My parents were good parents. They didn't really ask me to do anything that I shouldn't have been doing. For whatever reason, at that time, I just hated school, and I fought and fought and fought. So it was a little challenging. But once I got out of high school, I said I'm never going to school again. And in 12 years, I tried many different things to generate a good income because I like to race cars, and I couldn't generate the income without going to university. So after 12 years, I went to university at night. It took me 8 years to finish. So 20 years after I finished high school, I finished university. And I always talk with students about it was the best thing I ever did. And to try to make learning fun, when I would go back and relook it, I thought it was my fault. I should have approached it differently. But we learn as we progress through life. We take that knowledge with us, and hopefully, as we get into our future, uh, the lessons we learned, we do things a little differently. And I did, and I'm very thankful for everything. But I really did struggle growing up.
Wow, that's nice. What inspired you to pursue your career?
I know this sounds crazy, but really was money. I wanted to generate the income to be able to buy the things I wanted to do to race cars. So it wasn't anything elaborate. It wasn't any this mental thing, this whatever. It was, look, I need to get a better job so I can get a better income so I can do what I want to do. The only way I'm going to do that is to go to university. So that was that was my motivation.
Okay, that's nice. As your profile shows, you are administrative at NASA. So, how did your journey begins with NASA?
Well, I was actually in the Air Force at a base, Air Force base close to NASA, and I had been aware of NASA like most Americans. We know it's there. We're not fascinated with it like people overseas are fascinated with it, looking at NASA. Many of us within the country, it's there and it's interesting, but it's not fascinated the way people are outside of the U.S. But I was at this base that was close to NASA, and while I was there, they had the very first shuttle launch. And a space shuttle looks like a plane, but it's actually a rocket ship. But it comes back down like a plane. It's really a unique type of rocket ship. And I saw the very first launch from very close. And once I saw that launch and saw what it was like and experienced the reality of it, instead of just seeing it on TV or hearing about it on the news, it was amazing to me. So once I experienced that, I told myself when I get out of the Air Force, I'm going to try to get a job with NASA and see if I can get involved in the space program.
Wow, that's great. Um, what has been the most memorable moment of your career?
you know, uh, I'm so thankful. My career has been filled with absolutely amazing accomplishments and opportunities, things I never thought I would do, things I never thought I was capable of doing. But right now, if you ask me what's the most important thing in the world to me right now, my greatest accomplishments, it's speaking with you. Uh, as I'm doing something, it's the most important thing to me. And right now, this interview is the most important thing to me. I try to do my best. We're a team. We're trying to do something together. Neither one of us can do it by ourselves. So we're a team, and I focus on what I'm doing as I'm doing, whether it's speaking with you or it's a project at NASA. I approach everything the same way. How well can I do it? How can I enjoy doing it? And how can anybody involved collectively have a common goal? And that's what I do. So I don't think nothing stands out unique in my accomplishments other than I did them and I enjoyed doing them. That's the key to me.
That sounds good. Uh, what challenges have you faced and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, to me, every day is a challenge. Every minute is a challenge. The challenge is never to do something. The challenge is to enjoy doing something. Anybody can do something. Can you enjoy it? Many people, they do things, they're stressed, they're pressured, they're complaining the whole time, and they do it. But can you enjoy doing it? For me, I challenge myself to do my best, but I also challenge myself to enjoy whatever it is. Whatever I'm doing, as I'm doing it, it's my most favorite thing in the world. I'm not sitting here doing this interview with you thinking I could be doing something else. I focus on how well can I do this and how can I enjoy it. And I do that with everything I do. And I try to break things down into little steps. A small step is easy to accomplishment. So the challenge is never to do something to me. The challenge is to enjoy doing something.
Amazing. So, what does a typical day in your role look like?
I don't know if there's such a thing as a typical day. Every day to me, I have a kind of, like most people, I have a kind of a plan. So today, my plan in the morning. So I get hundreds of correspondence from kids around the world. So every morning for 4 hours and every evening for 4 hours, I write back to the kids who write to me. So I know every morning I'm going to do this. Then I try to go to the gym or I try to swim every other day. So like today, I'm going to go to the gym after this, 2 hours in the gym to try to stay fit. But every other day, I swim 2 hours as well. So 6 days a week, I try to work out 2 hours a day to stay in pretty good condition. So that's always my plan, and that usually finishes around 1 o'clock. After 1 o'clock, I have a shop with cars, so I'm usually doing something with the cars. Or I have a house. There's always things that need to be fixed around the house. Uh, I don't know. Life kind of leads me. I think I know what I'm going to do. As I start to do it, I get diverted somewhere else. I never really do what I think I'm going to do because I get diverted to do something else. But it's all fun. It's all enjoyable. And the bottom line, if I want to do something badly enough, I will do it when I want to do it.
Okay, that's amazing. What excites you most about the future of space exploration?
Probably the unknown. I think that's the most exciting thing with space anyway, is what's there, what might be there. The unknown. How do we find something that might be life somewhere else? How do we know, if we can go to another planet? Right now everyone wants to go to Mars, to build a base on Mars, to live on Mars. Well, that sounds great, but that the reality of it is going to be much different than the thought of it. And I think it's going to be a while, but that's fascinating to me. We have probes now studying a star. For the first time ever, we have Two countries, the US and India, both have sent probes to study a star for the first time ever. The star is our sun. So all of these things are happening around us. We have a brand new telescope going into space. We have a Hubble telescope now. We have James Webb telescope. These these telescopes are trying to discover the beginning of the universe. They're able to look back in time. It's amazing to me the things that are happening. And I think as AI and other ways of gaining knowledge get more and more real and develop more and more, we're going to see things we never imagined, hopefully, and not too far in the future.
Yes, exactly. Uh, is there a project you are especially proud of?
I think helping others, if I'm able to help, first of all, I feel very fortunate. I'm very thankful in everything in my life. I'm very, very thankful. And it doesn't matter whether it's good or bad. If something kind of negative happens to me, I think could be worse. I never have a negative experience. So I think the biggest thing is getting my mind in a position where I'm always thankful. How can I help others, and what can I do to help others for the joy of helping, not for what I'm going to get in return, but just being realizing, hey, I got it pretty good. How can I help others who don't have it so good? And when you do that for the joy of doing it, most people do something for somebody, they expect something back. This is life. I did this for you. Now you do this for me. And most of the time you're disappointed because that doesn't always happen. If you do it just for the joy of doing it and remind yourself to be thankful that you can do it, it's really very positive.
Yes, exactly. Uh, what common misconceptions do people have about working at NASA?
Um, I went to NASA with a lot of curiosity, not so much expectations, but more curiosity than what I would wonder what it'd be like. And we all know NASA is this huge organization that does really amazing things. So I went to see what is it really like? What is the day-to-day life like? What is it? It was amazing. It was fascinating for me. Everything about it. Everywhere you look, every wall, every building, everywhere there's pictures of space, there's pictures of stars. Your mind is always going to magical places, and you're surrounded by buildings that are uh, part of the space history of the space program. You see ships being put together, you see ships being launched to different planets. It's really fun environment, and I think just the excitement of being in something so magical. I always tell everybody, to me, being at NASA is a place where your imagination becomes reality. You think about something and then it happens. So it's really fun for me. It's a great adventure.
That's nice. How is technology changing the future of space exploration?
Well, I think it's like everything else. It's evolving, and we don't know for sure what it's going to evolve to. But and everything is now about AI and AI assistance with doing things. And it seems to me I'm not a big knowledgeable of AI because in my world I really don't use it so much. But it seems to me as it evolves and gets more and more um, efficient at doing things, it's going to change the way things are done in ways we can't even imagine. And and it's going to be kind of fun to come along for the ride. I know I travel around the world and many students around the world, and I'm not sure with Pakistan, but uh, many students around the world are concerned about their future because we say AI is taking all the entry level jobs. Well, if AI is taking all the entry level jobs, how does somebody get a job and how do you get experience? So I just came from Brazil and I came from Norway, and uh, hold on a second. I'm just getting some messages and I'm just trying to answer them or see what they are. I want to keep talking with you, but yeah, AI. It to me. It's a big evolving thing. We really don't know, but I believe wherever it does, it's going to make things better. But we must never forget the most important thing is people. We want to learn to get along. We want to be respectful and kind to others. It doesn't matter the AI. Without people, there is no AI. And no matter what AI evolves to, either on its own, it's still about people who are willing to get along, work together. This is the most important thing to me.
Okay. So, what's your opinion about if AI replaces humans or not?
I didn't get the last part. My opinion about what?
Is AI replaces humans or not?
I'm still not. I'm still not sure what you're asking me.
I ask, is AI replaces humans or not?
Huh, well, I don't know. That's an interesting question. We'll have to see as it evolves what happens. Uh, I don't know. It's because it's a big question mark. I know of it. I know again about people saying it's taking entry level jobs, but probably as AI develops, there will be jobs created that don't exist now. So it may take entry level jobs, but hopefully it will provide other things to get a stepping stone to get into the workforce. So I'm really learning a little bit about AI each day, but I know it's all around me. Every time I order something or I do something, do you want AI assistant? I see that, and do you want AI involved? And I always say no. I have enough complications doing it on my own. I don't need anything else. But many people do look at it in a positive way. I just don't know enough about it to really uh, say one way or the other. But I do think it's certainly going to be part of life as we will know it in the future. And I'm not sure what that will be exactly. Students like you're growing up with it, you're learning it, it's part of your life. You will develop it as you grow and as you learn. You all will develop it into what it will become in the future. For me, I'm at a point where I don't really look at that so much as I'm focused on today. How can I enjoy today? How can I help others? And whatever advantage I can get from AI, I will certainly use if it helps me with that.
Okay, that's nice. So, what motivates you every day?
Um, I think just being thankful. When I'm thankful every day. I try to do the best I can to enjoy my life and to help others. I think if you, I'm writing with kids every day. I'm writing with hundreds of kids. The motivation to me is to help them feel better about themselves and their future. I agree to do these interviews because it's a chance for me to speak one on one with you. If I come to the school, there might be 50 or 100 students, and I really don't have this one on one time. So when you ask me these questions, it gives me a chance to speak to you, hopefully, not only about me, but some of the things you can learn from me that will help you in the future. And I think that motivates me is that, I have a really happy life, and I've learned to think at the end of this interview, I hope you will do the same thing the same way. You will think about it differently. I talk about three things: do your best, enjoy what you do, believe in yourself. If you learn those three things, you'll never work, nothing will ever be hard, you'll never have stress, you'll never have pressure. You can be very successful and enjoy the time doing it if you learn to think about things differently. Instead of hard work, think about an adventure, an opportunity, a journey, a challenge. Make it fun, make it exciting. Same thing, same way. Think about it differently. Eliminate stress, eliminate pressure. Develop a belief in yourself where you believe you can do anything. You'll never have stress. You'll never have pressure. You just believe you can do it. And when you enjoy it, you do it better. So this is kind of my goal every morning. Any way I can influence anybody to do this, I try to do it because I have a fun life. I'm no different than anybody else. And I see so many people struggling. Their lives are filled with stress and pressure and hard work. It's a mindset. They've been taught that and they live it and they pass it on to their own kids. The cycle never stops. So I look at it and look, why am I different? I'm certainly not smarter than anybody else. I'm not, I'm no different than anybody else. It's only how I look at things and how I think about things. And I try to share that everybody can do that as well.
That's great. Uh, what's the best advice you have ever received?
Wow, that's a really interesting question. I have to think about it a little bit. I don't know if I've been verbally given advice so much as uh, I'll tell you one thing that is kind of unique in a way, and probably most people don't have it. So I'm basically a beach bum. I like the beach. I hang out at the beach. I race cars. But when I go on these trips, because I'm from NASA and because I'm an engineer, everybody elevates me to something really special. Because you come from NASA, they think you're automatically smarter than everybody else, rich and everybody. They think there's something different about you, but you really just have a cool job in a cool place. We're all people. And so for me, for whatever reason, kids love being around me, and I love being around them. And they ask me to sign things, and I'm very awkward signing things because it's like somebody asks you for your autograph. Well, why do you want my autograph? I'm uncomfortable because I don't feel like I'm worthy to give autographs. So I would never give autographs. I would go to schools and I would do. The kids would ask me for autograph, and I'd say no, I don't want to do it. One day, a teacher came to me, and she said, "Do you realize every time you don't sign something for them, you disappoint them?" And and I kind of thought, okay, so I don't never want to disappoint them. So what can I do to make this more enjoyable to me? And so I kind of learned to look at it. Okay, it's not me; it's what I represent in their eyes. And if they've elevated me so much in their eyes, I can take that and use it to compliment them, use it to make them feel better about themselves. I really don't understand it, but I know what it is, and I think looking back, and I tell people that a lot about that story. Uh, it was the best advice I ever get because the kids really do love it, and then they really get excited about it. Now I sign everything. I sign their head. I sign anything they want. It's still awkward, but I do it.
Wow, that's nice. So, what advice would you give to the students who dream of working at NASA?
It doesn't matter to me what your dream is. It's the same advice always. You really wanted those three things. It doesn't matter what you do. Apply those three things. Do your best. That's easy. Challenge yourself to do your best. Feel good about your effort. It doesn't matter what happens. Feel good about your effort. And if it's not what you want, do it again. You will get better. You will learn. Keep doing it to get what you want. But always do your best. It's so important. Enjoy everything you do. We can sit here and do this interview and enjoy it or not. Either way, we're doing it. It's how we choose to see it. Find positives in everything you do. If you can't find a positive, say to yourself, could be worse, becomes a positive. Never have a negative experience. And the most important thing, believe in yourself. Very few people believe in themselves. It doesn't matter how much money they have, it doesn't matter how successful they are. They don't have that belief in themselves. And that's why they have stress. That's why they have pressure. Learn to develop that belief in yourself. And you do that by establishing goals. Now, I'm here. I want to go there. How do I get there? You plan very small steps. Don't be in a hurry. Every time you complete a step, it will give you confidence, help you develop that belief in yourself. And you build and you build and you build. And one day, Bisma, you will say to yourself, I can do anything. When you believe you can do anything, you will never have stress. You'll never have pressure. You just believe you can do it. And you go do it. And when you enjoy it, you do it better. So this is always, always my objective when I'm speaking with students anywhere in the world.
That's great. How do you maintain a healthy work-life balance?
Yeah, well, I believe everything comes from a state of mind. So the first thing is you have to have a positive state of mind. If your mind is positive, everything else will follow. That's the mental side of it. The physical side of it, I go to the gym and I swim. I work out 2 hours a day, 6 days a week. So the physical side of it is, and it's fun. I really enjoy doing it. I love the challenge of doing it and the great sense of accomplishment when I finish. In the process, I stay in pretty decent shape, which helps me because I'm traveling around the world. I just came back from Brazil. I was in Brazil for almost 5 weeks, and every day was 18 to 20 hours a day, full speed, going from one part of the country to another, doing presentations, getting on buses, getting on trains, all these kind of crazy things. You really have to be physically fit in order to do that. And the mental side is even more important.
That's great. Okay, so what's the last message would you like to share with young people around the world?
Yeah, well, anytime I get an opportunity, I'm going to talk about those three things. Do your best, enjoy what you do, believe in yourself. It's so important. And you want to feel good about yourself as well. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect others to believe in you? If you don't feel good about yourself, how can you expect others to believe in you? So it's very, very important. And feel good about yourself. Most girls are very self-critical around the world. It doesn't matter whether it's Pakistan, Norway, Germany. Most girls are very self-critical, and you shouldn't be. Many girls are taught if you feel good about yourself, you're conceited, and this is wrong. So girls tend to look for negatives in themselves, and you shouldn't. It doesn't mean you think you're better than others. It just means you feel good about yourself. And if you don't feel good about yourself, how can you expect others to feel good about you? Don't be so self-critical. And I always say to girls, you look your best, your absolute best, when you wake up in the morning. One eye is closed, your hair is a mess. You look at that girl and say, I look pretty good. Anything you add during the day, you make it look good. It doesn't make you look good. So this is really important. And for most of the guys, guys want big muscles. They want to be great athletes. They have expectations of themselves that are unrealistic. And so they never really feel good about themselves. Very, very important to feel good about yourself. It doesn't mean you think you're better than others. And that's key to me.
Thank you so much, Gabe, for your time, sharing for valuable insights with us. It was truly a pleasure speaking with you, and thank you to everyone for watching.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure as well. Hopefully I'll be in Pakistan probably in October or November, and maybe I'll get a chance to see you.
Sure. See you in the next interview. Allah Hafiz.
Ciao, ciao, everybody.